How we doing, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Getting Jiggy With It. I'm Will, and today we're opening one of the newest deck building games by Renegade Game Studios, and that is Transformers, the deck building game. This is, of course, in collaboration with Hasbro. They've also got the G.I. Joe game, which I've done an unboxing for, as well as two Power Rangers games. One we've got gameplay for, the other will soon to have gameplay for. But this one, unlike those, it is still a deck building game. You're going to be going and buying cards with the cards that you have to improve your deck, to improve your odds to be in this case, defeat the Decepticons. Now, there will be a Decepticons expansion coming out, which will be the exact opposite. However, the difference is you're going to be moving around more like a board in a sense, except for the cards are your spaces. How's that work? Well, I'm gonna have to watch the gameplay video to really find that out, but we'll go through the cards and see if you guys get an idea of the gameplay. So let's say, let me go ahead and switch the camera over here. All right, so here we go. Here is the back of the box. So this is what I was talking about. You're going to have these little standees, and you're going to be moving around your grid instead of having a river that you buy from cards from. They're going to be actual locations that you'll travel to. Now, speaking of the little standees here, something I wanted to show you guys before we get into that unboxing is that WizKids makes these cool little primed miniatures. They call them deep cuts. So, of course, for Autobots, I've got Bumblebee and Optimus. I do have RC on order, and I think Ironhide is another one. And then for Decepticons, I'm going ahead and get myself ready for when that expansion. So I do have Megatron and Starscream. There are a couple other Wave 2 Decepticons coming out as well. So I really hope WizKids continues to do this. I know that Renegade's going to make miniatures for their RPG game, but I don't remember them saying anything about the Transformers having minis, although they might as well, and they would be able to be used in this game as well. For a size relation for this, I'll go ahead and pull out Bumblebee so you guys can get an idea of what he looks like. So the detail is really good, nice detail on them. They are, like I said, pre-primed, so all you have to do is paint them. If you guys would like to see me paint this mini live, I was thinking about if I can get a camera to somehow show while I'm painting. I mean, this isn't too bad through my phone. I don't know if I want to paint through a phone though, but if you guys would like to see how I paint these minis, see how, you know, you've probably seen some of our gameplay videos, me and Aldi paint all of our minis, then just let me know down in the comments and we can see if we can make that happen. And then there is Optimus, so same thing, really good detail on these. And they're not too expensive, they're like $5, right? I think RC, she was on sale for Black Friday for like $4. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into the reason you guys clicked on the video from the thumbnail, and that is the deck building game. So of course we have our little flyer here, Power Rangers deck building game, and of course we do have Zeo. I did an unboxing for that a little earlier. Then of course we have the Power Rangers game. I kind of put in the vein of Marvel United, but maybe a little bit more difficult because it's got more text. And then Clank, all good games, all good games. All right, so here is the rule book. So the deck building games that Renegade's come out with, they've done a really good job of actually laying everything out for you in the rules. They do a good job of showing you the components, what you're trying to do. They give you some basic starters that you want to go with, your layout and your setup. So here's a full diagram of the setup of the board and the game. They'll go over the types of cards. Another nice thing that they do in this one, now this has a lot of text compared to, say, the G.I. Joe and the Power Rangers one, but the game, honestly, from the video I watched, seems a little bit easier, and I think they might just be giving a lot more details of what the types of cards and what the type of things are. And then I do know that they have some examples. There we go. So a gameplay example. So they give an entire page there to give you a example of a turn order. The G.I. Joe game had the same thing. Power Rangers doesn't have those examples. Goes through dealing with your adversaries. And as I said, this is multiple pages, right? But I don't think it's that complicated. Then again, I've not played. And then here you go again, a whole nother example for how to confront a boss. So that's very helpful. Other details on your cards, tips for playing, specific rules. And then always nice is the very last page is kind of like a player aid as well. The game, it does come with player aids. I've already unboxed this once. This is my second unboxing. I had some issues with the sound, which is causing me to do this all over again. Right. So these are the standee holders. So you get the standees, and then you get the little plastic one. This is for the bonus, which is in here as well. So we'll go over the pre-order bonus, which you can buy directly from Renegade. I use those. If you didn't get it with your pre-order, I use it to get free shipping on another game, which is how I got the Power Rangers promo pack, the White Ranger pack. Another thing that sets this a little bit different than the other ones is you actually have a consumable resource. We also have a Casper here. Sorry about that, guys. But we have a consumable resource in the terms of the Energon cubes. And I had forgotten that these were actually, it was funny as I'm doing this, it reminds me of like the Energon cubes in the video games and the cartoons. But I forgot these were in here. I was actually looking online to see if I could find Energon cubes, or at least transparent cubes that I could buy to upgrade this game that was already upgraded. So I upgraded it with the minis, but I was trying to upgrade something that was already upgraded. You also get these little tokens. These are your +1 movement, +1 energy, right? So when if you have a card that says you get +1, they're giving you tokens just so you remember you have these extra +1s. And then you have these reminders as well. So ongoing effect, start a turn effect. So that's real nice, because if you're getting a lot of things out there, you'd want to put these out there so you can remember, oh, I need to do these now at the beginning, or I need to do these at the end. And then the last thing are these little victory point. I think these are victory point trackers, 1, 5, and 10. I will do a little bit of warning. These did not punch out very cleanly. They were trying to snag quite a bit. I don't know if any of them ripped, but you want to be very careful with it. Maybe go on the backside with a small hobby knife to cut through that. I'm wondering if anybody has made little Autobot or Decepticon, like little tokens. I think those would be cool to replace for new victory point tokens. So let's go through the Autobots first. Yeah, we'll go through the Autobots first. So the first thing is you get these standees. So you get one standee for each of the characters. And then this is one with the standee on it, because in my first unboxing I put it on. It was pretty rough getting it on there, but that does mean it's probably not going to come off for you. But there is Optimus. There is Jazz. So Jazz did the promo. So there is Jazz. We have Ratchet. We have, oh, I forgot his name again. I was calling him Sideways last time, but that's not right here. Wheeljack. There we go. So Wheeljack. And then we have Ironhide. So again, they have a mini of him. I think I've got him on pre-order. RC, again, a mini of her, so I've got her on pre-order. And then we have Bumblebee here in his more modern car design, and that's because the bug design, Volkswagen won't allow Hasbro to use that anymore, so it's kind of disappointing. That's the reason he wasn't in the movie, if you weren't aware. They allowed him, which is weird, because in the last Bumblebee movie, which me and Audrey still have to watch, it's the only one I haven't watched yet, they actually used a Volkswagen bug. But in the first one, they wouldn't allow them to use a Volkswagen bug because they didn't want to be in a war movie. But here we go. So here is Optimus Prime in his vehicular mode. If we can get some focusing going on there. There we go. He has 2 movement. When you flip an adversary in your space, +1 power, and you may transform prior to an ambush. When battling adversaries, -1 power. And then Optimus Prime transform. For each Autobot in play during your turn, you get +1 power. Again, makes sense thematically, he's the leader. And then you can spend Energon to draw a card or block at a range 2. All right, and we got Bumblebee here. So he's got more movement because he's a scout, right? When you transform, you may flip a card in the adjacent space, and then when battling adversaries, -1. So when you're in car mode, -1. And then during your turn, +1 power for each ally you control. You can gain 1 power, and then each time you draw an encounter card, you get to choose which one you want and discard. So again, fits thematically with him scouting. Ironhide. First time you transform this turn, you get +1 power, movement of 2, so the same as Bumblebee there. When you block an attack, you get to draw a card. So again, Ironhide, big tanky guy. Block and discard on the top of your deck, and then block at a range of 0. So it means he can block pretty much anywhere. Wheeljack, same thing, range 2. When you resolve an ambush, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a technology, draw it. Otherwise, leave it and discard it. And then each technology you play has +1 power. Technology cards, +2 ranges turn, or you can gain 1 technology card from the destroy pile. So again, they're very thematic. I like what they're doing here. It matches the comics and the cartoons very much in terms of their abilities and their traits. RC here, I don't know which generation of the comics, but they're using one where she's more of a car than a motorcycle. One of the more recent comics, she was a bike. She has a lot more movement because she's smaller and quicker. When battling adversaries, -1 power. So she has no base ability. When she transforms, the first time you play a maneuver during each turn, draw 1 card. She's got a lot of draw support. She can get +1 power. She can reveal the top 2 cards of the deck, draw 1, and destroy the other. So that was different. That was destroy, not discard, because I want to think Bumblebee said discard, right? Yeah, discard. So she actually allows you to destroy. She can destroy her cards, which is a good way to strengthen up your deck. You know, get rid of the cards you don't want. And then here is Ratchet. So 2 movement, less movement, but may transform. So that's all he can do. He may transform. Assist you play have +1 range. Put unresolved assist you play back into your hand. If you removed 1 damage from another player during your turn, you get a victory point and you get to draw 2 cards. Return up to 2 damage controlled by a player in your space or adjacent space. So damage is a way, most games have something that's going to get added into your deck to kind of slow you down. Damage is that in Transformers. It's just going to mill your deck. So you need to have a way to heal that damage out of your deck. So the victory points is a good way for Ratchet to kind of team up with somebody to help remove the damage, because this is a semi-co-op. It's kind of like, I guess, Marvel Legendary, where you're playing, but whoever has the most victory points wins. I think for me and Audrey, it's just gonna be, we're gonna play and beat the bad guy. That's what we're doing. You get victory points, who cares, right? Which then kind of defeats my purpose of wanting to find Autobot and Decepticon victory point tokens. I guess it's a cooperative victory points. We don't mind Clank, which has that. So these are the encounter cards. So certain things are going to require you to pull an encounter card. When you pull an encounter card, something's going to happen. Like here, if you're ambushed, it's going to say that attack and you gain 1 damage. If the boss is revealed, ambush hits all adversaries. Dominance adds 5 cards to the adversary's cost if it's a boss encounter. Right? So each one of these is just going to be something bad that's going to happen each time that you have to draw one of these, as a kind of like an event card, I guess is the best way to describe it. And then these are the these are cooperative schemes. So these can be used during a cooperative gameplay. These are just extra schemes that are going to happen by the Decepticons. So start a turn, discard 1 card, thwart, contribute 2. Ongoing, players cannot activate, confront, or assist. Here, start a turn, attack, gain 1 damage. If you have none, gain 2 instead. So it's just lots of nasty stuff to make your life not so bueno. Right? Next we'll go, I guess we're going after Decepticons next. I'm just going in the order that they're in here. So these are the bosses, and they're going to be in reverse order because, again, I've already done this unboxing. So here is Devastator, Decepticon boss. Reveal in start of turn, place all Constructicons in the matrix and the destroyed pile under this. Boss has +1 cost for each card under it. Start a turn, gain 1 damage. If you're on or adjacent to the space, you get 2. And then you get 5 victory points and you destroy once you hit that 10 mark. Megatron here. Decepticon boss, reveal, attack. Discard any ally you control, then resolve an ambush, which is those thingies. Start a turn, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's a 3+, destroy it. Woo! Blitzwing 2. Reveal, attack, discard 1 ally you control, then resolve an ambush. Ongoing, you may pay 2 more power, or it's not you may pay, you have to pay 2 more power to defeat all Decepticons. Starscream, discard 1 ally you control, then resolve an ambush. Start a turn, discard 1 non-basic card. Astro Train, draw and resolve 2 ambushes. Not that's worse than the other one. When you are ambushed by a non-boss adversary, gain 1 damage before you even do the encounter. Ooh. Soundwave, discard 1 ally you control and resolve an ambush. Start a turn, gain 1 damage. This boss cannot be defeated if any mini cassette Decepticons are in the Matrix. All right. And then here are the regular schemes. So you have Decepticon scheme. So here, place an ally on the Matrix, and if play underneath the card, has hostages. If none, discard. So same thing, just things that are going to be in play that will make things more difficult. And then at the bottom, it'll tell you what you need to do to get rid of it. So basically, to get rid of this one, you need to buy, gain, and or defeat 2 cards in the Matrix in a single turn to get rid of this. If not, each player's alt mode has 0 movement. So that is no bueno. There's all out assault. And I think divided loyalty. Oh, no, this last one. Divided loyalties. And then that one. So yeah. So I'm going to put these. I don't know how I got these mixed up. These should be together. You guys should be together. And you guys should be together. I don't know. So the insert's similar to the Power Rangers one. So it's got a lot of room. I don't know sleeving wise how much extra room it's got. I'm going to probably just use penny sleeves. But there is this huge well over here, and these wells aren't even close to full. So, like, I mean, there's still plenty of room because you have this entire spot to put more things. I just have those in there. Let's go to the starter cards. Yeah, let's do the starter cards next. All right. So here's the player aid, which is nice. Shows you your turn sequence. And then on the back, it goes through that battle order. So remember, in the manual, it was like 2 pages talking about how to battle. But this is really it. You know, there's 8 steps in a battle. So they just went into a lot more detail in the manual, which is always a good thing. But it might scare people off, right? So here's your starter cards. Reserves, this just gives you some movement. If you control 3 or fewer Energon, you gain 1 Energon. So this is an Energon collector, basically. Fix starter, so of course your normal heal. You get 1 movement. You may return 1 damage. Basically, that's how you get rid of those damage cards. And then destroy 1 starter you control. So another way to clean out your deck, get rid of the junk cards so that way you can have more good cards. Patrol 1 starter. You can flip an adjacent space. Makes sense, right? You're on patrol. You're just checking out nearby spaces. That way you have some forewarning if you're going to get ambushed or not. Firepower, so this one has the battery and some actual attack power. Just 1 attack. Courage gives you your battery energy. Confront, play the top card of your deck. So for 1, you basically can play a free card. Now, I say free, but it's going to cost you. That is the rest of the deck, pretty much, is Courage. Courage. So that is the starter deck. We'll go after these guys. Yeah, we'll go after these guys next. All right. So these are okay. I was saying we'll go after these next, but it's basically these are the staple cards. So like damage or stuns or things like that we have in Power Rangers. These are the same thing. So damage, ongoing, you must resolve 1 assist, and then end of game. Every 2 damage you control, you lose victory points. So these are the damage cards. Now, if you run out of damage cards, if you're playing with that many players and you take that much damage, you basically just don't take any more damage until somebody discards one. And then here, go back in. This is the other one that you can buy. There's always a cheap card in all deck builders. So this is the cheap card, costs 2. Gives you 1, 1, and 1. And then basically it allows you to transform, and then gives you an assist of +1 power. And there's that many of those. All right. And then the last thing is the actual grid. Now, I guess this is Matrix. Grid is Power Rangers. Yeah. So these are the cards that go in there. So, of course, first one is Maneuver, same as Power Rangers. It's basically give you some kind of effect, some kind of battle effect or battle tactic. And then it shows the cost is 5, but also gives you 3, and then gives you the power and range there that you can do. So there's 2 of each of these. So you have a dodge, charge, heroic effort. That one's a pretty good one right there. Helping hand 2, 2, and 3. So it's not that expensive either. Quick change, recon, jump around. And then here's the next thing is technology. So this would be like gadgets, equipments, things like that in the other deck builder games. Expensive, but it gives you 2, 2, and then draw 1 card. If you block for another player, you get a victory point. So basically, if you defend for your colleagues, the other Autobots, you get that. Drop ship. Then you get the ground bridge. Repair bay, so another way to get rid of the... this one actually isn't a heal. This one just gets rid of... It destroys 8 cards, so that's really nice. But you may return 1 damage to any player's space if you attack. Galactic positioning system. The Energon drills, so this is a way to gain more Energon. Some of the locations also are designed so that way you can gain Energon. Teletran 1. Energy swords. All right, and then we get into our Autobots. So for Autobots, they've added... so this is always thematically, this is always weird to me, is that you can get the same character. I mean, I guess multiverse and all that. I think I need to remember whenever we play these games to take out the characters we're playing. But there is an Ironhide, Ratchet, Optimus Prime, Wheeljack, Jazz, Prowl, so can't wait. Prowl's one of my favorites. Hound, Cliffjumper, Bumblebee again in his new clothes, Mirage, Brawn, RC, all right, and then that's all the Autobots. So they've still got a lot of, I mean, there's tons, right? I could even see them, what would be real cool is they do like a Beast Wars, right? A Transformers Beast Wars deck building. I would definitely buy that. I'd be all over that. And then here are the Decepticons. So of course you see here where it says mini cassette because that was how Soundwave was working. I would say Shockwave, but that's somebody else. So we have Rumble, Laserbeak, Ravage. Now one thing that somebody else noticed about this as well is this kind of is giving away that they're not going to be combiners, right? That they've got the big boy himself, but they might not do the other combiners, right? So right here, right? He's Constructicon, Scavenger. The other thing is they don't have all the Constructicons. There's 5 total, if I'm not mistaken. And I think they only have 3 in here. Skywarp, Scrapper, so there's another one. Shrapnel, so again, another one of the bugs. Brawl, Bone Crusher, Thundercracker, Bombshell, again, another one of the bugs. So that is all the Decepticons in this go-round. All right, and then you have allies. Allies are in play, so they basically just come into play, stay active. They give you ongoing abilities. So, for example, here, Spitewit Wiki gives you a first courage. You play, your turn has +2 power. So it just gives you additional things. Like here, Verity, you may discard your hand and draw 4 new cards. So you have Sparkplug, you have Military Airstrike. I don't know why that Southern accent just came out. Kyle Pennington. So a lot of these are from the comics. Military Transport. And then the next thing they have are relics. So relics like this, Matrix Leadership, gain 1 robot from the Matrix. It just says 1 robot, so it can be Autobots or Decepticons. If there are none, then you get Energon instead. If you would be out of cards in your discard pile, you may put it into your vault instead. And then if it's in the vault, you get 3 victory points at the end of the game. So we also have a Polarity Gauntlet, Phase Shifters, Resonance Blaster, the Toxin. Jetfire is kind of a unique one. Jetfire actually counts as both a robot and a relic because he was found, in the comics and the cartoon and so forth. He's also unique in the sense that he's actually not part of the original GoBots or the line that Transformers is based off in Japan. He's actually based off of Macross. They just found it and it transformed. They were, oh, okay, send that to us in the US. We'll make a toy out of it. But yeah, little unique tidbit there. Energon mine. So these are the locations. So you can see here, for example, place 12 Energon from the general supply here, and then you can pay power to basically claim that Energon. And there's a couple of them. It's a small mine. You have an Autobot base, military base, the Arctic, the desert, and a city. So that is all for the cards in the deck. This is going to be what you're going to be able to buy throughout the game. They're also going to be mixed in. So of course, when you're pulling them, you're going to pull them and they're going to flip over and show up in the grid. So, and then the promo, I already showed you the standee, but of course the promo is Jazz. Jazz was the promo. This is one of the better promos I like. The first, I don't know, I didn't mind the first. The first Power Rangers promo wasn't bad. The second Power Ranger promo actually isn't bad either. The G.I. Joe one, I'm kind of lukewarm about. But here you got Jazz Autobot, 2 movement. When you transform, you may teleport 1 space, so he gets that teleport to another spot. And here you go, start of the turn. If you are on a site, draw 1 card, and then 1+1 power, flip all adjacent cards face up. So that's his abilities. I'll throw him up there with his brothers and sisters. And then they also added a couple Autobots and Decepticons now, so there's some promos. They say promo down here in the bottom. So they added Sideswipe and Sunstreaker to the Autobots, and then they added Vortex, and then they added Frenzy, so the final mini cassette. So if you want all the mini cassettes, you're going to have to get the promo pack. Now, the only, I don't want to say downside to that is having more mini cassettes means that Soundwave does more damage, right? So there we go. That is everything back in the box. Let me go ahead and switch the camera back over. And I probably cut off my voice there. I keep forgetting to do that. I need to wait. I need to like count to 3, then hit the button. But this is, of course, Transformers, the deck building game. I will be doing a live gameplay on Saturday. I'll be doing a solo campaign. If you want to, again, see me paint this mini, I'll try to get that done maybe on Thursday night. Just let me know down in the comments. Again, if you want to watch any more of these unboxing videos, live gameplays, or really anything else that we do, we got some top 10 videos coming up. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe, bell notification to know when these videos go live. Until next time, guys. Peace.